TitleMatchNetwork.com.
I guess with the Von Erichs, they're notorious for their drug problems and stuff like that. When did you notice that they kind of had a problem?
I think that's overblown. If we really stop and think, how did they draw so much money in so many places for so long if all they were drugs? Did they have problems? Yes, but that was the culture. They weren't the only ones. Their drug problems were prescription medication. And at that time, no one looked at prescription medication as something harmful. It was good. If you couldn't sleep, the doctor would give you something to go to sleep. If you wanted to lose weight, doctor would give you something for you to lose weight. So when we say drug abuse, let's say not street drugs. I'm not saying they didn't do, but I'm saying their major problem was prescription medication. And they didn't look at it as a drug. I know Fritz didn't, I did. And I would tell him on multiple occasions, we got a problem here.
I was going to ask you, did you ever approach Fritz?
Yeah, sure I did.
And what was his response?
He was in denial. It's only prescription, the doctor gave it to him.
Right.
I said, Fritz, this is a problem here. I don't care if it's a street drug or if it's pharmaceutical. When you're abusing, you're abusing. And it's easy to do. My habit, my whole life, I'll be right up front with you. I smoked marijuana. You can't smoke marijuana just anywhere. If I was doing pills, I could take a pill anywhere.
Right.
If I was doing coke, I could go do coke anywhere.
Right.
If I was doing alcohol, I could do alcohol anywhere. My preferred drug of choice was marijuana. So you had to go hide. You couldn't do marijuana everywhere.
Right.
So it was easier to do other drugs than it was the one I did. I didn't care for pills, I didn't care for coke, didn't care for alcohol, but I've always enjoyed marijuana.
Right.
I could go back to my place, kick back, have a smoke, listen to some music, watch TV, troubles of the world go away. And it's not an addictive drug. So when we talk about drugs, abuse, there's multiple drugs, there's street drugs and there's pharmaceutical drugs and there's, benign drugs.
Right.
And they got involved in prescription medication and that it did them great harm.
Do you think it eventually hurt the promotion as well when they started no-showing towns and stuff?
I never saw them no-show when I was there.
Right.
I think what hurt the promotion over a period of time were the successions of deaths. Chris Adams getting sent to prison for headbutting a pilot on American Airlines. Mike Von Erich killing himself. David accidentally OD. And Gino Hernandez cocaine overdose. I think that did irreparable harm. I think it got to a point where we were presented as family entertainment, a Christian type situation with the Von Erichs portrayed. And I think the people said, hey, you're not what you say you are, and we don't want our kids watching. And I think that's
right.
Was the thing that hurt more than anything else.
Which death do you think hit him the hardest, Fritz?
His first son, Jackie, when Jack died, his little boy, I don't think he ever got over that.
That was when he was electrocuted, I believe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What are your memories about Gino Hernandez?
Gino was like a son of mine. I loved him to death. I know him since he was 12 years old. Used to work in Paul Bosch's office.
Right.
Was great talent, was a tortured soul. The demons got him. But he was a great kid, a very, very nice boy. But just had some real bad demons inside.
Do you think he OD'd, or do you think it was
He OD'd.
A lot of people say that he could have been
There's
murdered.
always stories,
Right.
No, Gino had a tremendous cocaine habit. Tremendous.
All right. Okay. I guess with the Von Erichs also, let me back up a little bit. You wound up leaving, I guess, for a little bit. Why was that? Before you went back?
I had a deal with all promoters that I worked for that when I would come in and take the book, whatever the average was for each individual town, just to make it very simple.
Right.
If you were averaging $1,000 in your town, and I brought it up to 2,000, I got an extra 100. If I brought it to 3,000, I got another 100. Every 1,000 I got you above your average, I got 100. And that deal worked for a long time really, really well. But once the Von Erich boys got involved and we moved into bigger buildings, I mean, I was doing 50 grand, 60 grand, 100 grand. When I came to Dallas, just to use Dallas as the example, and took over as the booker and matchmaker, Dallas was averaging $3,800 a show. My last show in the Reunion Arena, the Ricky Flair and Kerry Von Erich, I did 108,000. So imagine how much they owed me.
Right.
And they didn't want to pay. And I told them, you know, that's not my deal. You either pay me or I'm out of here. Christmas week, I did $250,000 in Dallas, Fort Worth, San Antonio, Corpus Christi, and Amarillo. And I didn't like my payoff. And Fritz felt that the deal had been shot with the Freebirds and the Von Erichs. Why do I need Gary? So he fucked me on the payoff. So I left.
You went to, what about working with Abby? What are your memories of working with The Butcher?
See, I know Abdullah from Detroit. I first met him in 63 or 64. I had nothing but good times with Abby. The only thing I had problems with Abby hated to lose.
Right.
And, you know, someone's got to lose, someone's got to win. Abby was very bad at losing. He didn't like to lose. But I always had a good time with Abdullah. I mean, I wasn't the type of guy that would bring Abdullah in on a weekly basis, because how much of that can you get?
Right.
But I thought he was much like the Sheik, much like George Animal Steel, or even Andre the Giant, you know, or Curtis Ikea. Short term, do tremendous business, and then before he got sick of it, let him go away, and absence make the heart grow fonder. And then when the time is right, you find the right opponent, you bring him back, and he's good for another little run.
Right.
But I've known Abby most of my wrestling career. Always had tremendous fun with him. Like him a lot.
As a booker, how would you persuade Abby to do the right thing for business?
I tricked him. I would trick him. I'd put him in a 2 out of 3 fall match that was really a 1 fall match.
Right.
And have him to lose the first fall, and then he would realize, oh, it's a 1 fall match. Gary did it again. And I got him several times like that.
That's great.
You got to be clever, you know.
Right.
Watch thousands of exclusive shoot interviews right now on TitleMatchNetwork.com.